Much worship to you all. Found this pretty cool video. Uh, Real North Pole accidentally revealed on Google Earth. Let's check it out.
Okay, Google Earth, we know, not real. They take slices. The slices are like pie slices that converge on the poles, and depending on your zoom, they overlap each other to varying degrees. This allows them to falsify and fake this spherical Earth, which we know is a fiction, and it is a big joke played on everybody by the agencies in charge whom we employ, who work for us, yet keep secrets from us. And it's so evident here. Take the globe on Google Earth and give it a half turn. I want everybody who believes in this sphere to do this. Bear with me because I'm just trying to remember how the sequence that I did it. I was probably talking about the North Pole at this point. But anyway, technology. All right, so, I was saying that when you have the North Pole in view and you rotate it out of view on the top, even on the bottom, you cannot still see, you can't see Antarctica. You have to roll it way past before you even begin to see Antarctica. So you can try that. You should be able to see the North Pole, or at least close to it, and see a good deal of Antarctica at the same time looking from the side. I mean, that's how it works with your globe in your classroom, right? Which you've learned is real, so wouldn't Google Earth do the same thing? Okay, so here, half turn, you take it, put it on the United States, whatever. Going along the equator, you give it a half turn in either direction, and you give it another half turn, 180 plus 180 degrees, you should end up 360 degrees, you should end up back where you started. But no, you got to give it another quarter turn. Let's go the other way.
In summary, if you believe that shit, you're retarded.
Sorry about that. So now I'm showing how they do the slices. These slices overlap. By the way, where's Amundsen Scott Station? South Pole Station? The United States has a base near the South Pole called Amundsen Scott. Right? Where is it? Where's this base? They told us that there's a 24-hour sun at the South Pole, and they showed fake video, but they showed it, and supposedly they have this ball, spherical, reflective ball. All right, it's not there. It's all funny. All right, so find this island. It's just north of Russia, near Alaska. All right, go on Google Earth, and you find this island, and there's this stripe. Look at the stripe. When it overlays something that you're allowed to know about, it matches up perfectly, doesn't it? Because you're allowed to know about that. But if you follow this stripe up, Google made a whoopsie. Oops. Or maybe it was on purpose. Maybe
Follow the rabbit hole.
But it looks like a seam. When they constructed the fake, phony, spherical Earth fiction that is Google Earth, they had a seam. Because when you stitch things together, you have to have at least one seam, unless it's pure, okay? There's nothing pure about this. It's a patchwork, all right? This isn't the robe of Jesus that was woven without seam. That's the flat earth. This is the torn garment of the sinful lamentation, all right? When somebody would lament something in ancient times, and heck, in my own life it's happened. I've been through some serious trauma.
They're hiding the North Pole from us.
Life gets to you sometimes, and I've torn a garment. Not like Hulk Hogan, anger.
Question yourself,
shirt,
why would they hide it?
You know what I mean? Just like pulling your hair out, right? So anyway, Google Earth is a graven image.
There's definitely something there, guys.
The commandments. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your mind. Second commandment, thou shalt
Worship
have
the goddess.
no other gods before the Lord your God. The third commandment, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. And furthermore, I think it's Deuteronomy,
Blood makes atonement for your soul.
that you shall not make images of gold and silver and worship them. You shall not make images of the earth, what lies beneath the earth, or the heavens above the earth, what dwells in the heavens above the earth. So it doesn't say that you can't take an image, take a photograph, or describe or draw what you have seen, even if that's in a vision or a dream, because that's in the Bible. What it says in the Bible is, thou shalt not make unto thyself any graven image. So what does graven mean? Does it mean zombies and dead people graves? Well, kind of, but no. It's meaning serious. Graven, engraven. So if you have a rule and you pencil it in, it's not as serious as one etched in stone. That's a graven rule. So a graven image is one where you're saying, this is it. This is the reality. This is what you shall abide by. And Google Earth, in that sense, just like the classroom globe, if ever there was a graven image, it is that. It's, well, we made this image because without it you wouldn't know what is beyond your field of vision, right? So little kids learn in their cribs, looking up at the little mobile hanging above their cribs. Many of us have started out life opening our eyes. We see our smiling mother's face. We see a spoon of applesauce and an airplane noise coming at us. See a breast in our face. Yeah, I mean, hey, facts. You know, some of us still see some of those things. But yeah, a spoonful of applesauce coming at your mouth with an airplane sound, because that's how your dad gets you to eat applesauce, whatever. But many of us have looked up from our cribs and we've seen Saturn, a ball with a ring around it.
Saturn.
Rotating around the sun with some song playing.
Brainwashed since the crib.
Graven image, right? Look at this.
From cradle to
This
grave.
is graven, like serious, like seriously. To the left and right of this stripe, that's the official thing. The stripe is like the mistake that they can't get rid of or overlooked or something. I don't know. I really don't know. If you're not aware, the CIA, and I'm not even joking about this, I don't care anymore. I just care about the truth. The CIA made Google Earth. I mean, Google made Google Earth initially, but they couldn't do it without cooperating with the alphabet agencies, right? Well, guess who owns YouTube? Guess who owns Google? A company called Alphabet. Knock, knock, hello. All the news stations, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, PBS, all that. Alphabet, okay, you get it? CIA, NSA, FBI, HSA, ATF, Alphabet. Get it? It's right in your face. All right. And then this, I think it's just because they don't care. And honestly, am I the first person to show this to anybody? Well, no, I saw this years ago on YouTube, somebody found. Why? Because I was looking before I discovered Flat Earth and all this stuff, before I became, I don't know the word, enlightened. Before I became the right amount of cynical, put it that way. Before I became the correct amount of cynical, I was very curious about the polar caps, because in my mind, I couldn't wrap my head, and I'm talking late 90s, with all this talk, Al Gore, global warming, and all this stuff. In school, when I went to school, in the late 90s, in the early 90s, it was an issue. It was global warming, it was a big deal. Huge deal. Not as much as it is, it was a bigger deal than it is today. Then they had the Kyoto Accords, which always reminds me of, I think it's Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. There's a probe on the ice world of Hoth, and they're listening to it, and it happens to say Kyoto. Just as an aside. It always stuck in my mind. I don't know why, but share that. If anybody else noticed it, it's just funny. But Anyway, global warming. But I couldn't wrap my head around the idea of the ice caps. Like, where is the polar ice cap? How big is it? They say it lost 40%, blah, 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 and you have the summer-winter cycle and changes sizes and all these big ice chunks, and it never seemed that any of those flowed down anywhere where I could see them. It's just like, Greenland is this big mass, huge. It's like huge, and yet hardly anybody lives on there, and you never hear about anything about Greenland. And Greenland is ice, and Iceland is green. What the heck is going on around here? And so I wanted to wrap my head around how big is it. Now look at that. What are we looking at here? What's going on there? But look at that. I mean, honestly, if you guys think that I Photoshop anything, let me tell you this. I could not program this if I tried. Is there anybody who's really, really savvy about computer drafting to the point that they can explain that? Because I want to know, what are we looking at here? Like, how does this happen? What is that, and how does it happen? What in the heck are we looking at there? But anyway, so I discovered this because I was spending some time, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, just looking at Google Earth and different
Is that
things,
the black hole?
videos, and there's somebody who has a video,
The Holy of Holies?
700 views or something, where they show this stripe. And so today, I go and look at it, and it's still there. I'm surprised they didn't get rid of it. This is 2018 when I'm recording this.
Supermassive black hole.
So, yeah. I have so many questions. The black, it kind of makes a circle, but it's not anywhere near the North Pole, and there are 2 of those.
2 black circles? Fuck a bee.
Is it just water, or did they take
It's a woman.
at night? Like, what are we looking at here? I just do not know. And then you start getting into these artifacts. Now, this is when you're getting closer to the North Pole, all right? What in the world? And it just kind of repeats. And then you get this artifact here. And look at that. I've done some 3D drafting, CAD, IGES, CATIA. That's what Chrysler uses. In engineering days and stuff like that. So I know about this stuff. I've never seen this kind of, I don't know, glitch or what to call it. But how does this happen? And I'm looking at the stripe, I'm focusing on the stripe, because if you go left or right of this stripe, you're not getting reality. That's what they're presenting, that's the fake reality. Here we're getting closer to reality, but reality doesn't look very real. It did further down the stripe. What's happening here, I don't know. So at this point in the video, my mind was cranking, its wheels were turning, and it was not coming up with any sort of revelation or brilliant insight, because it's so bizarre that I didn't know where to go with it. It's just, even now, I'm at a loss for words. So, instead of having a moment of silence for hoax shooters, like I've considered doing before, or not hoax shooters, for the hoax victims, the hoax shooters can go to hoax jail or hoax prison if they're convicted by a hoax jury. But yeah, I just have nothing to say. I'm at a loss for words looking at this. So.
Blood up or shut up. Look up blood over intent. Gonna go to the Holy Grail. Gain your divinity back. Go sun gaze. Do some earthing.
Hey, psst. I'm just talking real quiet so I don't startle you as the volume comes up. All right, that's the end there. Why does it end there? And why does it fade like it does? And what was that last little, I don't know, it looks like to me it looks like a side view of a golf green with a flagpole sticking out of it.
We're gonna go to the Holy Grail, guys.
What are we
Look at blood over intent.
What is this? The seam.
Write out on paper, I intend to bring forth the heaven on earth for the benefit of all, and release all from bondage. Put a drop of your blood on it. Put a video on YouTube.
I don't see any seams.
And be blood thick with your blood brothers.
Maybe somebody who has more time than I do could take this and overlay it on a flat earth map. You know, the kind that has the Arctica lands. You know what I'm talking about? Those 4 lands, you know, one of those older maps. See how this plays against those. I bet you there will be some correlations of interest. That's it. I'm out.
Worship no engraven image. I worship you guys. Peace.